What's going on, family? This Fresh coming at y'all with another video for today. Today we gonna be talking about how to know when you different. I want to talk about how to know when you different, because a lot of people out here don't be really knowing when they different. You know what I'm saying? When they done went on a spiritual awakening and when things done shifted for them. But I'm gonna tell y'all how to, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna actually tell y'all how to know when you went on your spiritual journey and you done manifested what you've been trying to bring it to fruition. You dig, you know what I'm saying? And now people can see that glow on you. Now people can see that light shining out you. It's more radiant. It's been in you, but it's been buried and it's been hidden in you, you know what I'm saying? So they wasn't able to see it too clear. Yeah, so I want to give y'all a story time on how I finally, one of the first times that I realized I was different and that, my powers and shit was manifesting for me how I wanted them to. Got the wood. So I am gonna do my little chiefing after I give y'all this little video, do my meditation out here in the elements, and just vibe, and enjoy it. It's story time. So basically, when I went through my first spiritual awakening, it was crazy, man, because that's when I realized for the first time that selling drugs and trying to do earthly things, it wasn't gonna work out too well for me no more. Even though I was always great at doing it, even though I could communicate with people real well and I can, make people feel comfortable, I could sell salt to a slug and motherfucker water to a well, you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, around these times, I had been going through a whole bunch with my family that, this is, like I said, it was when I first was starting to wake up spiritually. I got the youngest, you know what I'm saying? So everybody was looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? You see what I'm saying? Like, what is he talking about? And, not even realizing that I'm the youngest. So all the experiences that they gave me, you know what I'm saying, I tapped into that. And I also had my own experiences. So these are, this is the things that's keeping me, focused, keeping me wise and sharp. But they not even really seeing that because there's so much going on in life. With that, I had moved out from with family. I had went to it's kind of like a shelter. It was like a what is the places they call for the people who do the smoking and drinking? Basically, where they do the AA meetings and shit like that. Recovery house. There you go. So I was in a recovery house. I was in there for about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And as the time was approaching for me to leave, I always like to do my smoking and shit like that. That's really what got me to the point that I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? That's what first woke me up, was actually being spiritual, taking that time out, and stop slaving for the man. And I'll just sit back, smoke my weed, and watch YouTube videos. And, I come across a video, Blood Over Intent, you know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't did that, go check out my man's Saturn page, Quasi Luminous. Check out all my blood brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit real. Even though they been laying low, a lot of them got this real knowledge and they can really see. So that's what I'm gonna talk to y'all about today, about really being able to see, how you know when you finally awoke. So on, my blood over intents, my rituals, burning a piece of paper saying I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, put my blood on that, you know what I'm saying? Then I put it in the pot and burn it, you know what I'm saying, and just let it burn in the pot or whatever, like, just real ritual shit, you know what I'm saying, nothing demonic or satanic, if you want to say it like that, if you're thinking about it negatively. It was nothing like that. It was only for the betterment of the people, you know what I'm saying, of the world. It's light magic and it's dark magic, so anytime somebody got a bad intentions and they negative, then that's dark magic. Anytime somebody got some good intentions and they trying to speak positivity to the world and to people, then that's a good magic. You see what I'm saying? That's white magic. So I was doing white magic. That's what blood over intent is. It helps you, it gives you the eyes to see what this system, this reality, well, not this reality, but what this system and this matrix has been, putting in our head for a very long time. I'm sure by now y'all hip to subliminal messages and shit like that. But getting off topic, when I started to see all those spiritual messages and shit that, the divine and my ancestors, my spiritual guides was trying to give me, and I was coming out doing sun gazing every day. You see the sun behind me. Coming out doing my sun gazing, speaking my intent into the earth. into the sun, then that's when everything started to really open up for me. I started to watch different movies, like the movie Lucy. You can look in that and you can get a clear idea of what's going on in these times. You can see everything merging into one in that movie. Technology merging into man, which is actually, a woman. It's deep, but on that movie, it was a white woman that merged into the technology. You see what I'm saying? So they basically was letting you know in all words that we already tapped into the ether, So do your blood over intent and you upload it to the ethernet, that's when you get tapped into the Akashic records, you know what I'm saying? And you can tap into that, that element of the past and the future like you been had. A lot of people can't do that. So really what all I got to say, is it's different ideas, it's different perspectives on blood over intent, it's different perspectives on anything in life. You know what I'm saying? You got people in it for the good, you got people in it for the bad. My thing is to you is, once you do your blood over intent, how you react, you know what I'm saying, and how you start to open your eyes and see will reflect on what's really inside you. So if you're looking at it in a bad light and shit like that, then you must have had a bad intention. Your intentions must not really been for the betterment at all. So that's when you're gonna start seeing stuff and you're gonna start feeling stuff that you don't want to feel because your intentions wasn't good. So that's what I mean by light magic and dark magic. If you doing something, make sure your intentions is good while you doing these rituals and shit, because people don't understand that work, that light magic, that dark magic, whatever you put out, you gonna get back. So if you putting out negative energy and you expecting to get back good energy, then you gonna be even worse off, because you're not even expecting what's about to come back at you. You see what I'm saying? So don't be putting out no dark energy, don't be putting out no low vibrations and expecting it to come back tenfold to you in a good way. No, it's gonna come back tenfold in the most horrible way. You know what I'm saying? It may not be right now, it may not be later, but it's gonna be at the right time when it needs to be done. I'm in share house, I'm in a recovery program, and I'm listening to all the people talk about their experiences and stuff like that. So I go through that for 3 months, and that was a big eye opener, a big awakening for me. It was the first time I was from around my family, other than when I went down south to school. I went to Lane College. I had did that for 3 months as well. So yeah, it just wasn't for me at the time. But what I can say is I felt like it moved too slow, the environment. And like I said, I'm a hustler. I'm used to, focusing on money and these different things, these earthly things. So at the time, I wasn't doing too well with trying to, just deal with myself. Long story short. So in this situation, when I was in the recovery house, as I was approaching getting out, and I was selling drugs out the recovery house. That shit wild, but that's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Detroit. This is the type of shit we do. Go to church and kill a motherfucker on the same day. Or go to work and hustle on your break. This the type of stuff we do in Detroit. So it really ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing really to brag about. What I did was I took my time. I bagged up, I went to my old high school, Northwestern. I sat on the football field. I bagged up my weed. You know what I'm saying? I sat out there for a minute. And at that time, I wasn't smoking no more because I was trying to complete the program. I was going to complete the program, So, must I remind you, I did complete the program. He made me leave the house a few days early because I didn't get caught, y'all. Even though I was dirty, this is funny. Even though I was dirty, he didn't catch me dirty. You know what I'm saying? The reason he put me out is because he felt like I was disobeying the rules. I wasn't, trying to attend the meetings in the mornings. When they was doing their little meetings, I was barely coming in the house on time and shit like that. So he just felt like I was disrespecting him at that point. When at that point, in all honesty, I just got tired of, being a grown man, being told something, told what to do by a whole nother grown man who don't even be around me. Anyway, before I leave, I bag up my weed and I started working at this job, because I had plans on moving down south to Arizona. So as I'm, planning and plotting on moving down south, I'm working. So I'm trying to work. I'm trying to grab some work so I can work some more. And, I'm just hustling like a motherfucker. This is back in I think the end of 2017, because it was real cold outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the bus at 3:30 in the morning. Every morning I'm waiting on the bus. It's super dark outside. It's usually one or two other people out there with me waiting on the bus at that time. So at this time, it was just this real weird vibe. Like, on that block, that street, it was just dead. You know, when some people say it's too good to be true, or it's too quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too quiet right now. What's the problem? What's going on? So it come to find out that this motherfuckers, you know, it's people out there trying to lurk and they trying to catch them a lick. Now, let me tell you, in this time when I got the weed, I'm doing blood over intent. My vibration is so high. My shit is manifesting so high to the point where I got anxious when I bought, you know, when I first bought the weed, I bagged it up all the way and I put them all in one bag. And I'm like, damn, I gotta go back in this recovery house. I was already nervous about that. That's one. Not to mention, I'm doing a whole awakening now. I ain't never sold no drugs while I'm being super woke. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even know how to really tap into that energy of when I was on the lower vibration, just, you know, steady hustling, talking to people and just vibing with them in order to get them to buy some shit. I wasn't on that level. I was on the way higher frequency, so it was hard for me to even connect with people. It was hard for me to even listen to people argue and, you know, listen to fights on their phone and shit like that. Like, anything like that, that shit will, you know, bring my vibration from here to like here real fucking quick. You know what I'm saying? I did not like that shit. It felt disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get out of that mode. That was one of the reasons that, you know, kind of made me go back into the body a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, I was having full out of body experiences. You know what I'm saying? And I would notice when people was trying to bring me back into my body. At that time, I didn't notice they was trying to affect my energy. All I did was I seen it subconsciously. You know? So this is the matches I'm getting at. It wasn't that I seen people consciously trying to fuck up my energy. I seen the subconscious, the serpent that was in them. You know what I'm saying? I seen the demon that was trying to affect their spirit. I seen that body snatcher that was trying to snatch their motherfucking soul in them moments. You know what I'm saying? When they looking at me, you know, and they got these snake eyes and can't nobody see it. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about their story about how, you know, they done been molested and shit like this in front of groups, you know, talking about their problems, their drug story, and everybody feeling sad and sympathy for them. But then, you know, I'm looking at them and they look up out of the corner of their eye and they got this little smirk in their eye with the, you know, the little snake eye split shit. When it come to that, the shit is real, you know what I'm saying? There's people out here who really doing that. Yes, I really wanted to keep this video short, so I'm gonna tell y'all, you know, you can see in people, you know, do your blood over intent, keep on gaining your wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Look into these people who doing these spiritual videos, keep gaining your wisdom on a daily basis, because every day is a learning experience, so you'll never stop learning. So what I'm going to tell y'all is, you can see the snake, you can see the serpent in these people, and just as well as you can see it in these people, when you fully awaken and you fully tapped into your energy, your sorcerer energy, they can see it on you, they can see this light on you. You know, that same light from that sun, that's that same glow that's showing in there, you know, into those people's eyes who don't have the same effect on you, you know. And there'll be times where I'll sit back and I'll be looking, I'll be like, damn, I know people can see it on me. I done heard people tell me they can see that type of glow on me, you know, but it'd be harder for me to see it on other people. But I can't, you know, I can't sit up here and say I haven't seen it before. You know, I'm watching a YouTube video and it's this lady, you know, she actually deal with a Libra like me, you know, full-blooded. My birthday 10/10, you know what I'm saying? So I got that golden birthday. I'm not sure when his was, but you could just tell that she vibrated this high energy from being with the man, you know what I'm saying? You could tell he probably vibrate just as much energy from being with her. You could see the glow all on her. It's because it's two people who actually with each other, who want to grow, who growing individually, and they brought their worlds together. And now they, you know, they growing together. You know, they gaining substance on a daily basis. So, and when you gaining that substance on a daily basis, it actually make it easier for you to deal with these people in these situations. But getting to the story, this is a story time. I know I talk y'all ear off a lot, but it's just all vital information, you know what I'm saying, that come with this type of lifestyle and this type of mindset, you know. But the people who I was dealing with, I didn't, you know, it was nighttime. I didn't see no snakes. I didn't see no serpents. All I could do is feel the energy, you know. And at this time, like I said, I'm so vibrating on such a high level. At 3:30 in the morning, 5, 6, 7 dudes in a car riding past me it didn't affect me. You see what I'm saying? That shit didn't scare me. That shit didn't put me on pins and needles. It didn't make me nervous. You know what I'm saying? So they seen that light. They seen that vibration, even in the motherfucking nighttime. So what they do, they circle the block. You know what I'm saying? I'm peeping gang. They circle the block, whoop-de-whoop. You know, and in my head, when they ask where the weed at, cause they, you know, they driving by, they listen to their music, they finally stop. They like, where the weed at? In my head, if I, you know, act nervous, act scared, even though I'm not, if I even act like that, these motherfuckers probably gonna try to kill me out here tonight. You feel me? It's 3:30 in the morning. It's only one other person out other than me, you know, that go to the same job that I go to. He's standing far off in the motherfucking corner, so we're ducked off in the dark. He wasn't gonna say shit. He wasn't gonna see nothing. You see what I'm saying? So my whole, and not that I'm expecting them to or nothing like that anyway, my whole thing was just the simple fact, if I act scared, it could be a whole lot worse for me than me just simply being who I am right now. So, you know, I took it upon myself, and I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna let them know, yeah, I got some shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a bag on me. Right then and there, anybody who, you know, who really done been in that life, who really do that, okay, it's go time. You know what I'm saying? You know this person got something that you need. You dig what I'm saying? But I don't know if they were super hungry, if they was just some little boys. I don't know how much experience they had, but they wasn't on it like I be on it. Or not that I be on it, but how I used to be on it, I should say. You know, so they sat up there. It was like two of them hopped out at first. One hopped out from on this side. You know, the people in the middle stayed in there, and the other person hopped out from on this side. They both was in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? So they hop out, and when they hop out, they like, let me see it. You know what I'm saying? So I pull it out, and dude, like, he like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? He grabbed it out of my hand. Next thing I know, he pull up his pants and you know what I'm saying, crack my shit. You know what I'm saying? He blew my shit out. So in that moment, you know what I'm saying, that's how my face did. In that moment, I'm just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew shit could go in a fucked up way, but I ain't really expect this shit to happen, because must I remind you, like I told y'all, I'm not scared, I'm not worried, you know what I'm saying? So in my head, doing blood over intent, and this showed me all my true powers, all my real wisdom, all the things that I've been missing on the surface level with my, you know, with these two eyes. And then once the veil was lifted off of my third eye, I could start seeing everything. So it kind of, I ain't gonna lie, at the time it had me feeling a little untouchable. So it had me feeling so untouchable to the point that I felt like, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how many dudes in this motherfucker Jeep, this van, whatever they was in, it was a Jeep. No matter how many dudes in this motherfucker, no matter if they hopping out, they trying to buy some weed or whatever, it's gonna go right for me. You see what I'm saying? Because my God, my God, my superpowers, my divinity, all this is gonna protect me from the worldly things that, you know, other people is used to. You know, so this is the thought I had in my head without even thinking it. I had programmed my mind so much on the subconscious level, I felt like I couldn't be touched. So I couldn't even read into the times when to lie about, you know, what's going on and who I am. You know what I'm saying? I was just that pure to the point you was gonna see it and you was gonna hear it from me. I always been a blunt person. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna see it, and then once you talk to me, you gonna feel it, you gonna hear it, you know? So, you know, they hop out, they grabbed it, he rocked my shit, you know, and then that's when I'm like, bro, no, they hadn't even took the bag yet, he just hit me, you know what I'm saying? I just look at the nigga for a minute, he look at me, you know what I'm saying? They look like the dude who hopped out on the other side with him, you know, he basically looking at him like big dog in this moment, because he don't know what to do. So he like, damn, do we take off on them, or, you know what I'm saying, do we, you know what I'm saying, just get the fuck on? Do we take off on them taking shit? They ain't know what to do. So dude who hit me, You know what I'm saying? He instantly, he looked at me, he pulling up his pants still, and he just started bagging up real slow. You know what I'm saying? So his man's instantly bag up. You know what I'm saying? He bag up fast than a motherfucker, and he run around to the other side of the car, that the side that he got out of. You know, so they jump back up in that motherfucker, and the man's who driving, he snapping on them the whole time they running back to the car. He like, man, what the fuck y'all doing, man? If y'all don't go get that shit, man, what the fuck going on? Y'all niggas acting soft. You know, just snapping on them. But the whole, once I mind you, the whole time, he's still sitting in the driver's seat. He never hop out saying none of this. You did. So, before they even start bagging up to the car, I gave him the bag. You see what I'm saying? I told him, I'm like, here, bro, you can have this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just get the fuck on. This what I tell him. You know what I'm saying? Stare at him for a good 5 seconds. Like, you know, I'm kind of fucked up. Like, I really couldn't. It was hard for me to recollect what happened at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard for me to even take in and really conceive the fact that this nigga just punched me and they trying to rob me right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just the level, and that's, I'm not gonna say it's a con, but it's a pro and a con. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's good and bad at the same time, being able to see from that perspective. But you know what I'm saying, being in the environment that I'm in, because you know, but who's to say? You know, that environment, this type of environment I'm talking about, probably way better than being in a suburb somewhere, because you know, you always hear about crazier people out in the suburbs shooting up people, shooting up churches and shit like that. You don't hear about none of that type of stuff in the hood. You know, so I'm kind of blessed to be in the hood, going through my spiritual awakening when I was, because the area I was in, it was so diverse. I could see Mexicans, I could see Arabs, I could see who else I say? I could see white people, I could see black people, I could see all races and color of people in that area. You know, and I could see good and bad. You know, I could, in the daytime, when I'm at the gas station, I could see a motherfucking Arab woman pull up in a big body with her and her daughter, and they just hop out, skin looking fake than a motherfucker, whole body just looking fake. They look like some Kim Kardashian motherfuckers, but they looking at me like I'm the best looking motherfucker thing in the world. And from the average eyes, the average perspective, you would probably think, oh damn, need some cold little hoes, they on me, whoop-de-whoop. No, I'm looking at these bitches like y'all some fucking serpent, devil, demons, and y'all want to take my motherfucking energy. So just looking at me right now, I'm taking the energy from your ass, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you gotta think. That's how you keep your power. That's how you build yourself up when these motherfuckers coming around you with these low energies, these low vibrations. That's how you keep yourself tapped into a good energy, by taking their energy that they perceiving onto you. They trying to gain from your energy, so they putting this negative energy on you. What you do is you take that negative energy from them before they can give it to you. You did. You take that shit from them before they can give it to you, and while they giving it to you. So as they giving you that negative shit, all you doing is you storing it. You storing that shit internally. You steady storing it. You steady storing it. And what you doing? You so positive. You turning all that motherfucking bullshit into good shit. You see what I'm saying? That's just like putting some jewelry. That's like me putting this in a pot. You know what I'm saying? And boiling it in some hot water. This shit dirty right now, but once I boil it, that hot water is gonna take off all that dirt. You know, it's gonna take off all that bullshit that's been on it. So now, you know what I'm saying, it's pure. It's able to be used in the right way that it was made to be used. You see what I'm saying? Right now, you're not being used in the way that you able to, or that you was made to be used, is because the system, it got you down to a point where you feel like you gotta continuously do the shit that they set up for y'all to do. You know what I'm saying? And everything that was meant for you to do is already natural. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of shit out here right now for me to do. For me to take care of myself, for me to take care of this earth, for me to take care of my people. But we been instilled with this motherfucking money. We been instilled with some money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the motive now. That's the middleman. Anytime you got a middleman, then you divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? You got to go from one party to another party. It's never right, you know, head on. You can't never do business head on nowadays, you feel me? Because money is in the midst. Back in the day, we didn't have money in the midst. So what we would do, we was head on. We was able to communicate still. We was able to relate. We was still able to connect, because we was able to still make things and be able to exchange things without it being a middleman. You know, so it was no divide and conquer back then. 400 years ago, that's when they decided, and that's when they came up with a strategic plan to put something in between the black people, you know what I'm saying? They was gonna divide us. It's so deep. They said, let's not only go so far as dividing the races, let's divide the people and, you know, the colors inside the races. You know, so it's messed up, man. It's division on top of division on top of division. You know, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the story time. So I'm gonna tell y'all, man, when y'all out here and y'all going through y'all spiritual awakening and y'all, you know, opening y'all eyes to the truth and y'all seeing through the bullshit, y'all seeing all the symbolism and the signs that they've been giving for years, trying to let you know who you really is, but you haven't been seeing them because you've been stuck in your low vibrate, you know, your low vibe. When you smoke your weed, you ain't think about nothing but bullshit, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never actually meditating and taking in the sunlight, taking in the elements that you taking into your body and making them good for yourself. What you doing is you taking in other people's words and you making it bad for yourself. You would smoke this blunt, you know what I'm saying? When you smoke this crud, yeah, it's good, it tastes good and all that, but you never raising your vibration to it. You never raising its vibration to you. All you doing is sitting there just taking in the smoke and exhaling the smoke. You never putting no intentions on the smoke. You never talking to the smoke. You never talking to that weed, letting that weed know that you appreciate it, and you know what I'm saying, it should appreciate you just as much for being able to sit out, you know, sit there, take time out to roll it up and smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Just as precious as you is, just as precious as that weed is. And you know how precious that is if you a motherfucking smoker. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you got to stop doing nothing. What I'm saying is you got to learn how to take the negative things, know what's too negative for you, know what's not meant for you, and the negative things that is, sir, you know, a habit, you know, so let's be realistic about shit. People got habits, and people not gonna quit everything. Even spiritual motherfuckers, even people who got the wisdom, everybody not gonna be perfect. So what you need to do is learn in those negative moments how to turn that shit around and make it work in your favor, because you are favored. You know what I'm saying? You're God. You here in the present for a reason. You are present for a reason. You know, but yeah, that's all I really want to come to talk to y'all today about, man. It's story time. How to know when you really woke. You know what I'm saying? People gonna look you in your motherfucking eyes and they gonna shift their pupils to look like a motherfucking cat because they really want you to know this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not who you think I am. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm exactly who you think I am. So when you do your blood over intent, open your eyes, gain the motherfucking eyes and wisdom to see. Best believe I'm gonna be here still talking this wisdom, man. It's fresh 100.